want to start off by taking a moment to briefly introduce yourself as an influencer?
Yeah, so I'm Nicolle, and I'm a first-time mum to Alice, who is roughly 30 months old, 2.5.
Cute.
She is an absolute whirlwind, but, I wouldn't have it any other way.
In the best way.
The best way, yeah. I mean, exhausting. But,
yeah, I can imagine. Well, I can only imagine.
Yeah, like I say, I wouldn't have it any other way, really.
So, as an influencer, then, do you want to just describe what you do, your niche, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I know this will be covered in. I'll probably merge my answers.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't actually start my Instagram to become an influencer.
Okay.
I started it purely for the reason that when you have a child, no one tells you about the negatives. And
that's true.
Everyone, social media paints it out to be this amazing journey, and it is, don't get me wrong, but of all sunshines and rainbows, and that is not.
Yeah.
And the amount of times I went through something and I genuinely felt like I was on my own going through it. Oh, sorry, I've got dogs, I do apologize.
That's fine, me too.
So nobody tells you, and I've lost my train of thought.
But I think you're right in the sense of with social media in general, like not just parenting, but everything you see on social media, like most people leave out the bad, so you end up comparing your life to other people's, thinking they have it perfect and you don't, if that makes sense.
No, I completely agree with you. I genuinely do completely agree with you. That's the thing as well. As you say, people paint it out, but whatever they're doing in life, that nobody has any struggles, nobody's going through any issues mentally, emotionally, physically, or just general day-to-day life.
So when in reality, most people are actually going through similar things, but they just don't like to tell other people, I suppose.
Exactly. So my Instagram and the way that I've kind of become an influencer is genuinely just by posting raw and honest content.
I think people like that because it's so relatable and makes them feel better as well. More like a safe account.
Yeah, exactly. No judgment at all. Throughout my measly 2.5 years of parenting, the amount of people that I've spoke to that have gone through similar or the same kind of experiences that I've gone through, like the whole breastfeeding issue, for me, that journey was a struggle in itself. Birth trauma, pregnancy trauma, being pregnant during COVID, it was an extremely lonely time, and nobody talks about that. And then obviously you've got the mental side of everything. And the exhaustion and lack of sleep. Like, these were major topics. And for me, finding out what the audience wants as well, what other people are going to relate to, was key for me.
Yes.
So I did quite a lot of polls on my stories. What is it that you want to see next? Is it X, Y, and Z? Or...
So really interacting with your audience,
Yeah, exactly. And the benefits from doing that is obviously I've created and I've gained this network of mums that, if you're going through a tough time, you can easily reach out to them and they will be 100% behind you and support you no matter what it's going through.
So you've created a proper little community of more like friends than just random people on the internet.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, with the influencing and just the Instagram account in general, obviously I've got a lot of benefits from it, but that was never my intention. I didn't set out to do anything other than you're not alone. Like, you are not alone in this. Like,
I think that's the best way to grow in a sense, though, organically, instead of, and as well, sometimes if you go into something with the idea that I really want to be successful, it feels like a job and it takes the fun out of it. Whereas you just did it purely because it was something you wanted to do and then everything else was a bonus.
Exactly. It's also kind of like a diary for myself and Alice and our little family as we grow.
Yeah, and you can look back on it then in a few years' time. Yeah.
Exactly that. Yeah.
So
I know with Alice being, super young, obviously I'm going to talk about consent right now.
Yeah.
Obviously sees the photos in my Instagram account. She's very immersive in technology for a 2.5-year-old. Like, it's crazy.
That's impressive.
This day and age, what else can you expect?
Yeah, that's true.
So she sees it, but obviously if it came to a point where she was a little bit older and she decided that she didn't want to be on Instagram, then that would be absolutely fine. I could still document without posting photos of Alice, which...
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but knowing at the moment, you know, she likes looking at it, she's fine with it, then that's all you can do, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So, niche-wise then, would you say you're sort of you're in the parenting niche? Yeah, that's your main niche of influencer, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, the past week, because we went to New York last weekend, so the past week it's just pretty much just been New York.
Oh, nice, yeah. I'm sure everyone loves to see nice pictures of that, though, no doubt.
Yeah, but generally it is parenting and just tackling and muddling my way through the best that I can.
Kind of the behind the scenes, in a sense.
Yeah. It's very honest, it's very open, but that's who I am as a person.
Yes, so, yeah. And people will respect you for that anyway, so.
Exactly. I just don't see the point in posting constantly, oh, you know, this amazing thing has happened, but not posting the bad things that also happen.
Exactly, because the good thing never happens without the bad, does it? So it's only almost fair to people to show that balance, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So what platforms are you active on then, and which is your favourite and why out of all of the channels? And there's a lot these days, isn't there?
But I'm only active on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
Instagram is my favourite because I can just post whatever I want. It doesn't have to be a video, whereas on TikTok it does.
Yeah, it's a bit of everything, isn't it, Instagram?
Yeah. And the network of people on Instagram, I found from my experience a lot better, and you get a lot more engagement through similar people. Yeah,
quite a few influencers have found that with Instagram versus, you know, TikTok, YouTube and stuff. It's a bit, like I said, it offers a bit of everything, doesn't it? And more that sense of community.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly that. Nailed it. Community.
Yeah, that's it. So you prefer Instagram, but you're also on TikTok?
Yeah.
I feel like they're the main two platforms used today anyway. I think a lot of people as well, like they start off on Instagram and then they hear about TikTok and they think, oh, I should probably have a look at it. And then they do a bit here and there, but, you know, their heart's always with Instagram.
That's exactly where I'm at. Like, I will post on TikTok sporadically.
Yeah. But, if and when you feel like doing so.
It holds my heart.
So how long have you been an influencer for then in your niche? So you said you've been a parent for 2.5 years, did you say?
Yeah.
So is that roundabout where you started influencing?
No,
okay.
No, I only started probably around this time last year.
Oh, okay. Quite new to it still then.
Yeah. So I had an Instagram account, you know, that had like people from uni and college and school, you know, grow up.
Yeah, like your personal Instagram. Yeah.
But I thought, you know, the majority of people that are on this Instagram probably don't want to see this stuff.
Yeah. I know, you hate to assume, don't you, that they do, and you're like, sorry, more pictures of the same things.
So because of that, I thought, you know what, I'll create a new Instagram. I've still got my personal one. It's not really used, but it's still there. I'll create a new one and I'll just see where it goes. Like I said, I set out with this mindset of not to become an influencer, just to post honest content, because even though Alice is my first child, you get this saying that people say to you if you're going to have more than one child, like your first child is meant to be a dream, and they lull you into the false sense of security that, you know, if you have more children, that they're all going to be exactly the same. And then you have a second and they're like a whirlwind. Well, the second child is Alice.
Oh, I see. Okay, interesting. Yeah, kind of busting that myth then.
Yeah, 100%. Like she's not an easy child at all. I'm not going to badmouth my child because she's her own person.
Just honesty again.
Exactly. But from the get-go, excluding pregnancy and labour and all of that stuff, from the get-go it was really hard. You know, she didn't stay in the potato stage, as I like to call it. It's been a baby for very long. You know, she was rolling by 4 months.
Oh, wow, okay. Wanted to get on with it.
Yeah, 100%. There is no stopping that child at all. Everything that she has done is advanced for her age.
Oh, okay.
So it's just constant, and she needs a lot of stimulation, which is probably the hardest thing I find about being a mum, aside from the lack of sleep.
Yeah.
She didn't start sleeping through the night until after her second birthday.
Oh, wow, okay. It's a long time for you to be sleep deprived.
Yeah. But to be fair, I was also part of the reason because, like, before that, I didn't stop breastfeeding until she was 23 months old.
Oh, okay.
So because of that, obviously, it's a comfort. So they wake up during the night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once I'd had enough, you know, we got married in January, and she was even with us on our wedding night.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
Then it was like, I think this needs to come to an end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've only been influencing. I don't really know if I can call myself an influencer.
I think you can. For sure.
Because it's not that I'm influencing people. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's not that I go out of my way to influence people about products or collaborations or anything that we get sent. Obviously, they're a huge bonus having the account, and we're incredibly grateful for absolutely everything that we've received. But in terms of influencing, I think it's a tough one for me because I didn't set out to become an influencer.
Yeah.
You know, the whole ethos behind my account was raw, honesty, not alone. You know, mums, you can do it, so to speak.
Yeah. I think that in itself, though, your attitude is influencing people in a positive way, in the sense of it's changing their, you know, it is influencing their mindset, because it's changing them from thinking, you know, that all mums have it easy and stuff, to realising they're not alone. So in that sense, I would definitely say there's some influencing going on there. For sure. So how did you become an influencer within your niche is the next question, but I think you've mainly covered that already, didn't you? I think we pretty much already covered that. You know, you had your baby and wanted to change the viewpoint of the general public around mums, really.
Yeah. And you know, there's so many. What's the phrase? Like, I can't think of what the phrase is, but you know, you shouldn't work, you should be a stay-at-home mum. Or, well, if you work, then you're a bad mum. But if you stay at home, then you're a bad mum because you're not bringing money in.
Yeah, you can't win.
Yeah, exactly. You can't win. And the societal norms are that, well, back in the day, obviously, you stay at home and you're child rearing, you care for the house and you care for your husband and all of this stuff. But then you're frowned upon if you don't work and you don't have any aspirations in career. So it's just the whole balancing act, and people assuming that mums are just superhuman, and don't get me wrong, we are.
Definitely.
Just all of these, I want to call them myths, but I don't think that they are myths. Just these
stereotypes, kind of, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. All of these stereotypes, I kind of wanted to debunk. Like, you can have the best of both worlds. And as exhausting as it is to work full-time and be a mum, there are options to still work, still be a stay-at-home mum, part-time, full-time, whatever it is that's going to make you happy. Yeah. You know, happy mum, happy baby.
Yeah, exactly. And it's achieving that balance, isn't it? And showing people that, you know, if you really want to do something, you can do it. You've just got to, you know, prioritise and do all the behind the scenes like you're showing to get it to work, you know, and saying that, it probably won't be easy, but it's possible. Is the main thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy, but
fulfilling though, rewarding for sure.
100%, yeah, 100%.
So what is the secret to your success as an influencer? See, this is interesting because you say you don't even know whether to class yourself as one, but if you know, what is the secret to, you know, doing as well as you are, as far as, you know, building that community and getting to where you are to influence those people?
I think it's just being genuine. There's nothing fake about me apart from my hair colour.
Most people can say that's fine.
There's nothing fake. If I don't believe in something, it doesn't go on my Instagram. If we achieved a collaboration and I didn't agree with it, or I didn't like the product, for example, I'd contact that business and let them know that, sorry, sorry, like it doesn't fit into my
Yeah.
post. And I've done that before. You know, there was something that I didn't agree with. I didn't stand with the values that they were trying to put across. And sorry, no, I'll send it back.
Yeah, and I think a lot of influencers struggle with that, especially if they start it with the mindset of, I need this to be my job, because they'll kind of take any opportunity to earn money or get free products as they can. So I think, whereas you're concerned, all of your followers will know, oh, if Nicolle's, you know, promoting this product, then it must be really good for mums, because you only promote products that you actually do find really good.
Exactly. Everything that we received and that I've posted about, I genuinely believe was a brilliant product, and I would recommend it to whoever. But if there isn't one, like I say, if there's one that I don't agree with, then I will let that business know, and I won't be posting about it, because my account is based on honesty. So in terms of a secret to success, for me, it's just being genuine, being down to earth. I'm not looking down at anyone. I'm not judging anyone. We're all kind of muddling through this incredible and tiring to obviously reap the rewards of being a mum or being a parent. So even though I don't really consider myself as an influencer, the secret for me is, like I say, just being genuine, being honest, posting that raw information and my opinions and my experiences that people don't really want to share.
Yeah. I love that. Being real and relatable, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, exactly.
So what are your current goals as an influencer then? Where do you want to go with your account from now going forwards?
Oh, this is so bad, but I don't have any.
That's fair enough.
I don't have any goals as such. I just, you know, my main goal and my main focus as Alice grows up, and from what I've done so far, is just to make sure that other people know that they're not on their own. That parenthood can be sunshine and rainbows, but it also can be rains and storms.
Yes.
You take the good with the bad, and just because you have a bad day doesn't mean it's going to be a bad life. Just because your toddler or your baby, whoever, is not sleeping through, they're misbehaving, whatever, it's all normal. And I think that is one of my goals, to get across that all of this is normal. Everybody goes through this. Just because you don't see it broadcast all over social media or on the TV or in films or from your friends, nobody talks about it. It is normal.
So I suppose your main goal is to just keep, you know, growing your community and reaching more mums and spreading that message, I suppose. So just growing in that sense to achieve that main goal.
Yeah. And organically.
Yes.
I have never bought any followers.
No.
No. I don't. For me, I don't understand the point of that. You want to grow your account organically.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
Whenever I reach a milestone, like I get another 1,000 followers or another 100 followers, and I speak to my husband and I get so excited about it. And for instance, when we came back from New York, my stroller got broken. Like
oh no!
wheel. Yeah, it got like smashed to pieces. So we had a night flight, and we landed at 6:30 in the morning, and the stroller was already on the carousel. And obviously, Alice, she's only 2.5, but she's dinky.
Yeah.
And obviously, this stroller was unusable. So we've gone through this whole rigmarole, and I posted a story about customer service, because I'm a big fan of customer service from working in it myself. About Upper Baby, who's the brand of the stroller that we've got.
Okay.
And just for them to like my story.
Yeah. The notification. Oh. Exciting, isn't it?
It's so exciting. Like a huge brand like that. You know, you wouldn't think, well, I wouldn't think that they'd even bother to see. Like, look at no notification, but they have, and they've replied to me.
Yeah.
So
made your day.
it did. So it's just these little things. So in terms of goals and growing my account and where I see myself going with my account, I don't really see anything in the future that would stop me from continuing doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Because it's just part of your life, basically.
Exactly.
And you're not doing anything that, you know, you're not going out your way to get content in the sense of doing things for the content. You're just getting content of what you'd be doing if you didn't have an Instagram account, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I said at the beginning, it's like a diary.
Yes, exactly.
Back on and Simon can have a look at it, he's my husband. And then obviously family that we're not in touch with constantly, you know, they can kind of see what's going on in our lives and our community that we've found on Instagram.
Would you say you'd also like, as a bit of a goal, to sort of inspire other mums and parents to also share sort of the bad side of it online? Yeah.
Be honest. Be honest. Like when I posted something and it resonates with another mum and they comment and like, I'm so glad that you've posted this. I needed to know that it wasn't. And it's offering that support and for somebody to get something back from that and then potentially inspire them to go down the same avenue.
Yeah.
It'd be brilliant for other mums to just be open, just be honest.
Yeah, like, that's it.
Yeah, it's amazing, but it's also really not.
Yeah, and if they see you're doing it, you know, they'll probably think, oh, you know, someone else is doing it, so they might feel a bit more safer to do that themselves. Do you know what I mean? And thinking, you know, this person's doing it and not getting all this judgment and stuff that they might be worried about, so why can't I do the same?
Yeah.
Have you ever had to deal with any, you know, negativity or negative comments online, or is everyone pretty positive?
I wouldn't say negative comments. Talking about this stuff that I've posted that not everybody agrees with.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Alice has a play corner, like just behind me here. And I posted a video of her painting the wall.
Okay.
And she's painting the wall in green and the wall's white. And I can't remember exactly the caption or exactly the phrasing that I used, but I had a couple of comments that were like, oh, I could never allow that. And that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
The only reason I allowed it is because Alice knows boundaries. Oh, it was about boundaries. Alice knows her boundaries. She knows that any messy activities are in that corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To do with whatever she wants.
So that's just something that you've set up as a family, you know, that she understands.
Exactly. If she took paint over to the coffee table, for instance, she gets told, if you want to play with paint, go to your own table.
Yeah.
Go to the play corner. Like, you can do whatever you want in that play corner, whatever. Like, it's absolutely fine. You're not going to get shouted at. We don't shout at her anyway. Yeah. But, you know, you're not going to get told off or whatever. I'm not going to try and redirect you because that is your space. That's your safe space to do whatever you want in. Yeah. And also, I can paint the wall.
Yeah, exactly. It's not permanent, is it?
No, it's not permanent. I think
I suppose it was just a misunderstanding, wasn't it? Like them not knowing the full story, if that makes sense. Yeah.
The story and the people's concerns were, well, what if she does it at nursery?
Okay.
Or what if it somewhere that it wouldn't be acceptable? And I completely understand where they're coming from. But Alice knows that it's not acceptable anywhere else in the house or anywhere outside the home, at nursery or childcare or whatever, aside from this corner. Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose it's just getting that point across to those people and saying, no, you know, we've got it sorted. She understands and stuff like that. And then they'd probably be like, oh, okay, you know, fair enough.
But it's not negative comments as such. It's just with
disagreeing.
That, people weren't 100% in agreement with what we were trying to establish with that post, which is absolutely fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
And I suppose when you have sort of a larger community that, you know, not everyone's going to agree with everything you do, but, you know, as long as they don't as long as they're not mean about it, essentially, then that's totally fine.
No, I mean, to be fair, on Instagram, I've only dealt with one person who was really just mean.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mean.
Yeah. There's always one.
It quickly got shut down. But yeah, I mean, aside from that one person, throughout the past year of being an influencer on my account, I've not had a single other person.
That's really good, yeah.
For everything. And I think think it just helps at the fact that I am just so honest.
Yeah, yeah. They almost have nothing to get at you about because it's like you're not hiding anything. Yeah. Another bonus to being so honest.
Yeah.
So, where do you see yourself as an influencer in 5 years' time, or just in general, like on your online presence in 5 years?
I would hope it would grow. I mean, considering I've only been doing it about a year, I don't know if it's just under or just over a year, about a year, and I've got just shy of 3,000 followers, which might not be a great deal to some people, but considering I've grown it organically and just through being honest on that, and obviously the niche of being a mother, you know, it's such a big niche now.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many mother accounts.
And if you think about it, if you were sat in a room with nearly 3,000 people, that's a lot of people. If you think of it in that sense.
Yeah. So I would just like to see it grow a bit more. But aside from growth of the account and obviously personal growth through this journey, there isn't like anything else that I can see happening aside from obviously collaboration, growing the community.
Do you currently work with brands then?
Yeah, I do. I've worked with quite a few, to be honest, and they've all been amazing. Like, I genuinely feel so lucky to have received some of the collaborations that we've received. And, you know, Alice, she's such a lucky girl.
Yeah, so, getting all these free things.
Honestly. But I can understand how people can have social media and being an influencer as a job. But for me, it's not a job.
No,
it's
yeah.
Just I love. It's something on the side. It's like my third job, obviously.
Yeah.
I've got being a mom, my actual career.
Yeah.
And then Instagram.
Yeah. Again, like I said earlier, if you turn it into, you know, your full-time everything job, then it can almost become, you know, too stressful and you don't enjoy making content anymore because you're worrying about, you know, getting enough money from it and stuff like that. So I think it's quite nice to keep it as you have it.
Yeah. It's like a sideline.
Yeah,
like a
side hustle. Yeah.
Not a hustle.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So what is your dream brand to work with then? Do you have one particular brand that you'd really like to collab with in the future? There's a lot, isn't there?
But because I didn't set out to collaborate with anybody in the first place, I didn't really have a goal or aspiration as to, you know, I'd love to collaborate with X, Y, and Z. Like, don't get me wrong, there's businesses that I'd like to collaborate with. Yeah. Some of the ones that we've had already have just been that incredible that I count my lucky stars that we've had them. Yeah. So we had micro scooters, like they sent us a scooter.
Oh wow, okay. That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're open to, you know, anyone who reaches out that you think, actually, I really like this product, instead of having a certain one.
No, if it fits within being a mum. Yeah. What obviously being a mum, it's got all these different branches. You know, a lot of the stuff that I've had collaboration wise has been purely for Alice. Yeah. You know, for toys and books and clothes and whatever else. But there's also this aspect that, you know, I'd love something just for me.
Yeah, just as a mum. Yeah.
And to just not be a mum, to just be Nicolle.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, so I had that mindset probably May time, something like that, and I reached out to 17 London, and they do backpacks.
Okay.
And because I work in construction, so I'm constantly on site and off site and in the office. So instead of, you know, like a normal handbag that you normally use.
Bit more practical.
Yeah. And it was something for me as well. But obviously, it can then be a backpack for when we go on days out.
Yeah, so multi-purpose.
Yeah, 100% multi-purpose. So I reached out to them and I was like, you know, I want something for me.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah. So in terms of a dream brand, I don't really have one. You know, I'd love to work with Disney. For instance.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one.
It would be a good one.
But pretty much open to anything and ideally something for you at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So what is your best piece of advice for those wanting to become or grow as an influencer within your niche? So basically people that want to do what you're doing, essentially. What is your best piece of advice for them?
Honestly, just strip your layers down, become an onion, and just get to the root of yourself.
That's a great way to put it, actually.
Exactly how I try and operate, try and get to the root of whatever it is that you're trying to post about. If it's sleep deprivation, okay, sleep deprivation can come from so many different aspects of a child.
Yeah.
The majority of times it's developmental. Like, you cannot sleep train a child.
Yeah, no.
That they need to learn.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of people have this misconception that, I'll train my child and, everything will be hunky-dory.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, further down the line, when they go through something developmentally, something quite big, whether they're walking or just started talking or started nursery or school or whatever, then they have a regression with that.
Okay. Yeah.
So in terms of trying to start out in this niche, I wouldn't say it's competitive because it's not, but
there's quite a few people trying to do it.
So you just need to find your own way to get your point across.
Yeah.
So obviously it's being open and honest, and the whole ethos that I have and products that we post and all of that stuff. It's just plain and simple, honestly.
Yeah. So keeping it simple and, not like following the crowd as such, finding your own way to do it and doing that.
Don't get me wrong, I've looked at other people's accounts.
Oh, yeah. Inspiration's never a bad thing.
Yeah. But if you're going to try and copy someone else, you're never going to be true to yourself.
Yeah, no, that's true. It goes for everything in life, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. That's exactly right. When I first started it, I was a bit like, how do I go about this? But it quickly grew in terms of following, and I could quickly identify what post got more engagement.
Yeah.
And it was definitely the raw and honest post.
So it's analysing your own content and then doing more of the stuff that does well.
Yeah. Just also finding out what it is that people want to see.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, interacting with your audience, asking them questions. And as well, like proving to them there is an actual person behind the screen. It's not just an online account.
I mean, they know it's an actual person.
Yeah.
Because I posted, my wedding day.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt behind the fact that there is a person. Hi.
Yeah. But just reminding them, I suppose, that you're just like them.
Yeah. Because everybody goes through similar experiences. No one's ever in the same boat. You might be in the same storm, but you're never in the same boat.
Yes, that is true.
So if you want to try and get into the motherhood, parenthood niche, then go for it. Absolutely go for it. But find your own way to do it. Yeah. Whether that is posting day in the life constantly, or posting what you're feeding your child constantly, or a mixture of everything, which is kind of what I do, a mixture of everything.
Yeah, I think people like to see a bit of variety as well, don't they?
Yeah. You don't want your account to become stagnant as well.
No, that's it. You got to keep everyone on their toes.
What am I going to post next?
They'll never know. Awesome. Well, that was the last question. I think you nailed all of those. Thank you again.
Thank you.